Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a quick tutorial for you guys. We're going to be making some of these crossroad signs, but we're going to do them in a Christmas version. And the next few days I'm going to be making a few embellishments with you guys, and then we're going to put together a little folio and we're going to stick them in there. So I'm just going to be working with you guys, and at the end, if you guys want to follow along, we can make the folio together. Anyway, so you guys will need to either pick up these dies, or if you already have them, use your dies or use whatever you guys have that's similar, and you guys can follow along. I will have the dies linked down below in case you guys do want to pick them up. And as always, I'll have my affiliate link linked down below if you guys want to support me and click my affiliate link or use my discount code Alondra10. It also saves you guys 10% off of your purchase, guys. So don't forget to use those discount codes. So the first die we're going to be using is this one. This is the crossroad sign, and this was a Halloween one that Scrap Diva released earlier this year. Then I'm going to be using this one, which is the Peppermint lollipop with bow, and I'm going to be using the smaller one, just the peppermint part. So I have the little peppermint part and then the small bow that goes with it. And if you guys don't have that one but you pick this one up, there's also a small one, and this is a peppermint candy die. So you guys use whatever y'all have. I am going to be using this sentiment. This is the Gingerbread Script words. I'm going to be using sentiments from this die set, and I just think the font is really cute. So that's where I'm going to get my sentiments from. I've also cut out a few of the poinsettias. This is poinsettia flower set. That's what it's called. Also Scrap Diva. That's an older die. I don't know if that one's available. I will link it down below if it is, if I can find it. Then I also pulled out the gingerbread nesting die. This one has different sized gingerbread man, so we're going to be using those. I'm not sure if to embellish these, or we'll probably use them whenever we're putting our folio together. Might add a gingerbread or two behind our embellishments. I'm not sure yet. And then I'm going to be using this guy right here for embellishing. This is the storage jar shaker. Even though I'm not using the storage jars, I'm going to be using the little gingerbread, the pretzels, the marshmallows, the little gumdrops, and the peppermints that come in this set. So like I said before, it's nice to have it's nice to be able to use a die in multiple ways. It's like you get more bang for your buck that way. So, alright, let's start. We'll start with this one since I only have two. I've cut out this I walk with you guys because I was going to put it together, and then I figured I can do this on camera with you guys, and that way we can make a few, and then we you guys can follow along if y'all want to. So anyways, for this one, I've just cut it out of regular brown cardstock paper, and then I have used a wood stamp. So the wood stamp, let me bring that down so you guys can see. Sorry. The wood, it's like a wood grain stamp, so I've just used brown ink to stamp on these. To make them look like wood. And then I did cut out the Cozy Christmas. This was from some dies that I had picked up a long time ago. I don't know who made them, but and then I did cut out a few of these snowflakes, and I think these are just from my stash as well. So I do have a few snowflakes, and I think we all have a few snowflakes. If not, I know a lot of us have picked up these little snowflakes, so you can use whatever you have in your stash. And then, oh, you guys, the bottom snow piece, this is from Alright, I had to go look for it. I had to go find it. Let me move this back. You guys remember this die set that Scrap Diva released a few years ago? This is kind of what it looks like. I have it on some magnetic mats. But this part right here was from, it was for the roof. It's like the shingles for the roof. And so that's, I've just cut those out of white, and that's what's going to be my snow. It's going to be the snow, you know, the layering. You could also use this wavy one if you want to. I guess it's part of the roof. But anyways, that's where that's from. And with this die set, if I find it, I'll link it down below as well. You do get the smaller, what do you call it, like a little bit smaller size gumdrops, and I will show you. So this is this different size. So these are the gumdrops that come with the jars, and then this is what I've cut out with these. And you also get these little swirls, lollipops if you want to add, and then these little candies if you want to add these to your projects, you know, to embellish them a little bit more. And that's what I'm looking for. Here's what those little candies look like. So and there is the centers for them as well if you want to add centers. But anyways, I just wanted to show you guys. So let's move those. So yeah, that's what this part is from. This is where I got that part from. And so just use your stash, guys. So we're gonna layer that as we're gonna have this as our back, not background, but our base, our snow layer on the ground. Then these little slivers, you can either fussy cut yourself, or you can use multiple of these and layer them up some more if you want to offset them. I think some of them are already, you know, offset like that. If you want to do that, and we're going to use this to stick our base into it like that, guys. And then you can, you know, have it go whichever way you want to. We're probably going to do a few, since I'm not sure which way we're going to need them to face in our folio. We'll probably do a few, you know, leaning both ways. So so you can use that, or you can fussy cut some, you know, some for the snow, or but this is from a die that I have in my stash. It's just a few little snow slivers. They look like snow to me. Anyway, so but you can make your own if you want. Like I said, if you just want to fuzzy cut, or if you have some of those scissors that have the you know, like little scallops and stuff like that, you can use those as well. All right, well, let's just get to it. So these are already put together. I just need to put my this is the little lollipop, peppermint lollipop thing. So let's start, so that hopefully this video is not super long. So I'm just going to glue this together, and I guess I could have done that off camera, but you know, sometimes I want to do some things on camera with you guys, and sometimes I don't plan ahead, and or sometimes, you know, we do too much off camera, and we get carried away. But anyways, so the little bow, and we'll add that to the top here, and we'll just do that. And then we got this little piece that goes up here, and I'm not sure, I think it goes that way. Nope, it goes that way. All right, so we have our bow together. Now what we have left to do is to figure out where we want this guy to go. So gonna say, I'm just gonna roughly estimate that I need that to go there. We'll make it kind of wonky, leaning towards the left. And then I'm going to add, I'm gonna not pop anything up on foam because since we're putting it in a folio, we do need it to be kind of flat. So, but I do want to cover up the stake, little stake part that goes into the ground. We could also cut it off to make it shorter, and I probably should have done that. Just cut that off a little bit, trimmed it back, because this one's not that big. Anyway, so we have the word Cozy Christmas, so we need to put them in this way, and then we're going to put this guy up here, and that's where we can see how high we want this, and we can also cut it down if we need it a little bit more. So that's kind of how this one's gonna look. It's so hard not to want to stick these up on foam. I guess if we use really thin foam, it won't be too bad. I do have some extra foam here that I've used to cut out some sentiments before, so maybe we can use some strips from this one, and this is like 3 millimeters maybe. All right, so let's see. And I do have my hot glue gun on just in case we need it, and I'm trying to figure out, we'll do it like that. So we'll do this one just angled a little bit, so we need the hot glue right about here. And what I didn't measure was that's gonna cover. Nope, it's too long, so we'll cut that off a little bit. There we go. And now, yeah, that's good. Now that will sit on top of there. So we're gonna add hot glue to our foam so we don't have to guess where that goes, and put that right around there. All right, and let's do the same thing with this one. Let's cut that little sliver off. Let's cut a little bit more off. All right, and this one, I don't know, I think we had it kind of like that. So we'll put that one right here. And the good thing is, if we want to move them or change it up, we can just get our hot glue heat gun, and we can melt that glue later. I keep forgetting how I had this. Since we have this guy over, and that might also be too, I might have glued that a little bit too angled. Leaning over to the left too much, I don't know. All right, do it there, and then we can, let's add the bow first real quick to the bottom of this guy, and let's just pop them right there between the white, or on the white. And then since we've already started using foam, let's go ahead and add, like I said, it's not too thick. Let's add, I'm trying to figure out where I can get some squares. All right, so we will add this foam up here. And then this foam, we'll add glue, and then we'll add this guy. And we want it roughly about there. And then if we want to decorate this more, you guys can. You could add some, some little snowflakes. That looks really cute. I wonder if I have I don't know. If you guys want to go ahead and make these as embellishments, you guys can add little snowflakes up here. I'm gonna hold off. I don't want to embellish these too much now because I want to embellish them once we have them in our folio, so that I can see what colors we need. Even though I know I'm using, I'm going to be using the Gingerbread Christmas, or Christmas Gingerbread. I can never remember what the name of this collection is. It's, I think it's Gingerbread Christmas by Scrap Diva. I will have it linked down below as well, and if you guys want to pick it up, it is back in stock. She has restocked it, so I'm going to be using that. So I know that this is the color palette we're going for. All right, now let's move on to the next one. This one is the next one that we're going to be using, and again, I'm going to do the same process. I'm just going to be changing up a few things, like the color and what I decorate it with. So we have our snow base, right, which is the it's the base, or the shingles for the little house, for the gingerbread house. I'm going to, let's angle this one this way just a little bit, maybe not as much as the other one. I'm going to make that a little bit straighter. So, and you know what? I think I'm going to hot glue it just in case we do need to take it off and move it just a little bit. So let's go to the right, and there we go. I guess if we want to, we could also pop this up on foam just by adding a few little, like these little pieces of foam to the back, and that way we'll get a little bit of dimension. So I'm just cutting these little bitty pieces, and we'll see if they're too big. We can cut it back. They are. Maybe we can. Oops. All right, let me do that real quick. All right, so I have already added my little pieces to the back, so now I'm going to come in and just give it a little bit of hot glue so we can pop this up here, and there we go. You could also just cut out a strip, and I might look for white instead so that we don't have like this blue shadow. Anyway, so now we're going to use all three of these. This die set does come with these two larger ones, and they're facing different ways, and then it comes with the smaller one like that. So once we figure out where we need to place these or how we want to have them placed, then we can start gluing them down as well. So, all right, let me play around with the placement and I will be back. All right, I think that's what I want placement to be like. And now we're just gonna add our little snow on top. If you guys have those little pins that you can heat up, and it has that like faux snow that's like puffy, you can use that as well, or maybe white paint and glitter, or what do you call it, the texture paste. I think that would look really cool as well. I'm going to use paper, but you can use whatever you have, whatever's available to you. And I actually don't know if I like that. like that a little bit better. Maybe, yeah. All right. That's how I'm gonna have this one. And then before I glue them down, I have not glued them down because I think it'll be easier to glue the top parts onto the wood planks first. So I have cut out baking and cookies. So I need to glue that on there. And then I'm gonna use one of these little gingerbreads. And I think this was from the jar things. And I'm gonna glue that guy kind of in the center. And I'll probably wait on the gingerbread just to make sure that I do have a good, I do have them kind of centered. So let me glue this down and I will be back. All right, now I have glued the baking and the icicles to my strips. So now I can hot glue those on, and then I can position my little gingerbread guy where I think he needs to go. I'm gonna put that one there, and then angle this one down a little bit. Right there. And I think once again, I think this, the pole is a little bit too far to the right, but it's okay. Let's angle that one right there. All right, and now we can put this guy here, and I'm just gonna glue him on because we don't want him to be too we can't have this to be too chunky, because then we're gonna have to add really big gussets for our flip book. And the chunkier it is, also the likelier or the likelihood of it catching on something is also greater. So anyways, let me put together this flower real quick, and I'm gonna do a tutorial on how I do my flowers. I'll just do a flower tutorial, that way you guys can find it easily. And I'm just going to pinch these up a little bit. I don't want it to be too chunky, so I'm just gonna use my fingers to pinch it up just a little bit. And this is that poinsettia flower, and all I've done is gotten some of this the ink that I think kind of goes with this paper, and I just inked the center part of it, and there's some glue strings. Anyways, I'm gonna add that to the edge over here. Yeah, let's add it over here, and then we'll add some I also have one of these little holly leaves. Let's see, let's do it right there. So we need to add glue here and here, and maybe a little bit there. And then we can stick this holly back there. I also have this little greenery pick, or like a little pine. Let's see, I don't know if I want that. And this guy back here. I like that. All right, so I'm gonna cut this back a little bit. We don't need, sorry, we don't need that much sticking out. And we'll add that there. Maybe hold it so it can dry, and then we'll add this little peppermint swirl right here to the top. So right there. Okay, and then we just need a center for that. I am going to add a few of these gummies or gumballs. I'm not sure if I want them on the ground. Or if I want, let's see, if I had a gumdrop there, and okay, so let's add this gumdrop. I'm just gonna put some glue right there. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to give myself more space, and then we'll add this one over, just offsetting it a little bit. Then let's see, no, I think I want to add a gumdrop or something. I can cut that to get it in there a little bit better, probably. Or maybe even put this candy down here. Yeah, let's do that. So let me glue this piece on there. And I don't know if this piece goes to it. It might not. But it works. Now we might also, I'm not sure, but we might also want to add a cookie, a gingerbread cookie. So we need to give ourselves room just in case. And I think that's cute. So we'll add this guy down here. And then let's see, because we could always add a gumdrop. Down in the snow as well. No. What about a marshmallow? What about having marshmallows? Kind of like that. Can't really see the marshmallow that much, but we know it's back there. Actually, you can see it. You might be able to. All right, let's do that. Okay. All right. So this one is done, guys. We'll leave ourselves room just to put a gingerbread there, or we can always add more stuff there if we need to. I do have this extra little, let's see. We'll probably add some more once we're decorating. I like that, but let's wait. All right, and then we have one more to put together, and that will be this one right here. We're gonna have this color combo. So let's start off by adding, by gluing this part together and adding our bow to the little lollipop, the peppermint lollipop piece. So let me do that because you guys don't really need to see me glue this together again. All right, so I've put this guy together, and now for this piece right here, I did cut out my pattern paper out of that real thin, what do you call it? The single sheets that you can get from a Hobby Lobby or something. So what I did was I cut out another piece of white 110-pound cardstock so that I can glue that on top just to make it a little bit more sturdy. For the other one, the other sticks, I used sturdier paper, but this one is that real thin. Let me just try to smooth that out since it is very thin paper. We don't want it to have lumps. There we go. All right. I need to have a wet rag or something, or some hand wipes. Anyways, because I have glue all over my fingers now. All right, so for this one, we have a left and a right. So let's try to do it a little bit straighter, just in case. Let me snip off a little bit of the bottom, and we'll put that one just right about there. And for this one, yeah, we need to put these together first. So let's put these where we think we're gonna put them. For this one, I'm gonna use the sugar and spice. So I'm gonna use I've already cut these out. 110-pound cardstock. So sugar needs to be on top. So this is the thin one. So we'll do sugar and spice. And I'm just carefully popping them out of my paper. All right, so that's what that's gonna look like. I'm gonna go ahead and glue that down, but I wonder if that would look good to have a snowflake. What about this thin one? Do like that one because there's a little bit more of contrast because it's got a pink background. Or I guess I could do like a candy cane, or not candy cane, I always call these peppermints, like a little candy. No. All right, let's do this. So let's put that down. Let's give this guy a little bit of ice right there. That's going to be for the bottom. So I do like this one for the corners. You know what? I'm wondering if I need to cut these. I might need to cut this out of a different color. Or I can ink it. I might just ink it. Yeah, let's ink the sugar and spice. But I don't, should we just ink half of it red, maybe? the top half so that I usually like to ink the bottom. Well, I guess we could also switch this up. Let's see. What did I just do? I don't remember what I just did, guys. All right, let me figure this out. All right, I have figured it out. I am going to just trim this one. So I'm going to cut this one right here. And then just round that off a little bit. And so that's going to go over here. And this one will go on the edge over here. There we go. And okay, that looks better. And then we will, okay, so now I'm just gonna glue it all down, guys. That's all I'm doing is gluing these down to, whoops, to our wooden planks. So let me do that off camera because this video is getting kind of long. So, and I will come right back. Alright guys, remember we said we were going to ink the bottom of these. I'm just going to be using Festive Berries. I think it's a color that will go with what we're doing. And I'm just going to ink the bottom. And I'm going to start off the matte and just pull the color up a little bit. And I need to get that S, line it up, and that way it won't. So starting from down here, I say that S needs to be roughly about right there. And so pulling that color up slowly to match. Okay, so we have that, and that's what that's gonna look like. Okay, so we have the S that goes to that one, and then we have just pulling out the little pieces. All right, hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna move this right there. I think that's kind of roughly about where it needs to be. Starting from the bottom off the mat, I'm pulling that color up. And you can just go back and forth. So that you don't go up too much. There we go. And then we'll do the same thing to this little ampersand. Is that what it is? No, just a little and sign. I don't remember what it's called. Okay. All right. That guy. There we go. Oh, I don't know if that's going to be lost in that one. I don't think so. I think we can still see it. Okay. All right, so now I am going to just glue these down. I've already glued down my snow. Now I just need to glue down the sugar and spice. All right, now all we have left to do is glue it together, and I'm going to see where I want it, and I'll cut out a few pieces from the foam to pop that up a little bit, and then we will pop that up, glue this down, and look how pretty that is. It's so pretty. I love the color combination. Let's see. Let's make that one go up and then that one straight like that. All right. All right, for this one, I'm gonna add the bow up here just to have it a little bit different, and we won't know which way our bow should be facing, but it's okay. All right, and then we just have this little guy that we need to add to the bottom. So I'm going to add a little strip of hot glue there, and then we're just gonna add that right there. All right, so these are our three, that one got stuck there. These are the three different versions, and I just need to add a little center to that flower, and but anyways, hopefully you guys are inspired to pull out those dies and craft along with me as we make some embellishments. These are also really cute to decorate swaps or to share like in swaps. Glue there. All right. Anyways, well, I will catch you guys on the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial, and let me know which one is your favorite. I think this one's probably my favorite so far. We're gonna decorate them a little bit more once we put them in our folios, like I said, but you guys can decorate them as much or as little as you want. You guys can add more to them. You can stamp the wood grain on the like the different color paper that you guys decide to cut them out in, and I mean, just your imagination is basically how limited you are to what you do with these. All right, well, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Again, I will have those dies linked down below in case you want to pick them up, like the ones like the poinsettias that may or may not be there. All right, I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye.